Am I doing this right? Okay. Hi! So first of all, thank you so much for asking. Actually, I thought I'd only receive like 10 questions maximum. That's why I said I'll only like do 10 questions. I received about 30 within the first 30 minutes of posting, which is weird. That exceeds like the amount of reactors, but I see lots of you are watching. But anyways, let's get into it. I'm just hoping I look normal. Some of the questions you guys were asking though, I don't even know how I can address them because they were just too weird. Yeah, but let's begin. What's something you would like people to know about you? That I'm very introverted and that I do not actually go out. I've received requests from people in my DMs asking if we can go out and hang out. I'm really sorry. I do not like crowded places and noise. I do go out once in a blue moon though, but like me going out to groove or just chill, I'm not the most open person, and I do try, but it's just something I find hard to do. But we can still chat like this in front of the camera if I'll pick up. Next question: why did you leave the vows? What happened? So first of all, how did you guys know I left the vows? Is it because I haven't shared anything? Okay, so I left the vows because I just missed being solo. I have worked in groups before, and I'm sure those people that know from the beginning, Syche was a group, and we expanded to being a solo artist because I was the only one that remained. But with the vows, it being a big brand, I just feel like we were in different places. I committed to it for a long time and nothing was going on. I had waited honestly, but shout out to the girls I worked with, the manager, Mr. Emmanuel Mbofwana. I did get to learn a few lessons along the way. I just feel like eventually it wasn't for me, and I had started getting some traction as a solo artist. Not the biggest traction, but still something. I did not want to lose my momentum, and here we are. Next question is, what did you study or are you schooling? I studied law, then I stopped. Reasons are because I love law. I love the aspects of law and everything, but I will be going back. The thing is, initially I never wanted to study law. I've always been into criminology, and when I had started law, there wasn't any university offering criminology. Up until I noticed recently that NIPA was offering criminology, so it's either law or criminology. I don't know. I'll see. But I love both. But yeah, I did law. I also did cosmetology. So yeah, you can do your hair, nails, makeup, check your skin, undertones and stuff. That's what actually led me to advancing in my styling, because I'm also a stylist on the side. So yeah. Next question: would you do a collaboration with Sarafina Zimba? You two are the hottest ladies in the upcoming scene. Wait, for real? For real with me? I don't see myself as hot, so it's like, thanks. Yeah, I would. I actually would. Depends on what the song would be about. I've been told several times that her niche and my niche are similar. The only difference is I'm more darker about it, which I really don't see, but it would be really, really cool. Actually, it would be really cool. I wouldn't mind. Next question: what is your favorite color? Do you want to marry me? Why are you asking me about my favorite color? You want to give me a gift? Okay, so my favorite color, I don't just have one, I have two. So at first it used to be black and burgundy, but then lately, after growing up and becoming too old, I love black and pink. I love pastel pink, and everyone that has known me for a long time now would probably and has been in disbelief if they've come across me or have walked into my room and they've seen like my beddings are pink, my gown is pink, my bikilonis are pink, most of my clothes are now getting pink, my phone covers are pink, including the one that's shooting in, well, burgundy is still my favorite color, but but yeah, I love black and pink. Next question: do you have any social cause you're passionate about? Yes, I do. It's mental health. What are you doing to make a difference? I haven't yet started. No, I've actually started, sorry. I just didn't want to take it on. But yeah, I'm planning on releasing a project with at least 5 songs that talk about the effects of mental health, and just to be in it, not just I can say the bright side of it, but I want to go into like the deep raw side of it. So I may not release music for some time now, because I'll be working on this project and it will be my next project. I'm not saying titles, but just know the EP will focus on topics of mental health, GBV, and child abuse. Having seen those things growing up, having experienced them, and it's not just emotional, physical, it's also sexual and psychological abuse. So for me, I feel like mental health is very, very, very neglected in this country. Like, very few people speak openly about it, and when people say, oh, I'm suffering from this and I'm suffering from that, they get criticized. So I want to be like one of the voices that actually and actively stands up against the stigma against mental health. What do you do that brings you the most income? So I don't know if you mean music or my day job. So for music, it's mostly backing vocals. I won't lie, mostly backing vocals. I can get at least up to the highest number of requests I've had to do backing vocals for songs is 10 in a month. And if you look at how much I charge, it's kind of a good amount of money. But mostly backing vocals as Syche. When it comes to working on production and everything, I'm sure you guys know I also work as a production manager, creative director, and other stuff under that umbrella. Yay, under that umbrella. Yeah, mostly it's production management and creative direction. Songwriting as well does bring in money, but not compared to voiceover acting / backing vocals. What is the biggest highlight of your career? I don't think I've had the biggest highlight, but I can just substitute that with one of my favorite highlights, which was working with Ghetto Link. And I think I always bring this up. When Syche was still a group, we got to work with Ghetto Link and they produced No More Love, the remix. And I was smiling the whole time. Like, the entire time I was just I remember that day so well. So yeah, working with Ghetto Link was one of my favorite highlights of my career. The only other moment I can say gets close to that is meeting Sampa the Great last year, thanks to my musical dad. That was really, really good. Next question is, what's your definition of success? My definition of success is being happy while having money, while being rich, and also having finally made it in the music industry, because I've been doing music since I was a child, and I think this is something I joke about. Well, in retrospective, I can say I started in 2023 as a solo artist, but overall training, being in groups, that's about 15 years in counting, almost 16. So imagine if one day I do make it, which I will and I'm up there on stage with with like other big artists, and I'm performing and everyone is chanting Syche, Syche, and I have like this huge amount of money in my account, and I live in a place no one knows. It's up on a hill somewhere quiet, and then I just say, okay, I've retired, it was great making music, and everyone is like, no, and then I'm like Nemi Amuro, and I just disappear into the abyss bit by bit while people still enjoy my music while I'm on my mountain with my 10 cats with lots of money in my account. That's success to me, and that's where I want to get to. Oh, I'm getting tired. How would you describe your music, and why aren't you famous yet? Very alternative, very synthy, very Afro, alternative Afro synth. And you have heard Afro synth actually. If you listen to most of 80s South African music, pop music, that's Afro synth music, most of it. So yeah, I can describe it like that, but a modern take on it. Why aren't I famous yet? I have no idea. Only the Lord can know. The Lord allows, I will be, and eventually I will be. I'm a superstar in my head. I'm that delusional. I will be, eventually. Okay, getting towards the end and I'm sleepy because it's afternoon. So it's usually around the time I take my nap. As a fan, I'd like to see you get bigger. Is there any way myself or any other fan that would be interested in offering offering sponsorship can do it? I really do believe in you. Oh, thank you. Just inbox me. You can email me at syche363@gmail.com, or you can inbox me on Facebook, or I think when you just go to my page, the contact details are there. Just contact me there and we'll talk. Otherwise, thank you so much. See, this is how you guys give criticism. You say, hey, you're not doing what we want. We believe in you. Let's help you. And this is how you build community. What led to Syche the group ending? I feel you had potential as a group. Was it hard to move from a group to solo? Do you miss your bandmates and communicate? Did you reconcile? First question is, what led to Syche the group ending? I remain the only member, so my manager and I didn't bother in recruiting other people. Though eventually that month, I remember when him and I were like changing the theme and everything and trying to conceptualize how we can turn this into a solo venture. Many people had auditioned. I remember 11 girls had come through. Oh no, can we join Syche? But it just got tiring and exhausting. So yeah, I just became a solo, and I feel I've been working efficiently like that. I miss my girls a lot. I wouldn't mind reconciling. Though, do we communicate? Very rarely, because I feel like everyone is at a different place in life, and also different members, different lineups. Some of us were friends, some of us weren't friends, and realistically speaking, that's how it is with groups. So you find that maybe you haven't talked to someone who's in your band for a long time, but you wish them all the best. Otherwise, yeah, it's like that. Okay, this is my last question. Which underground artist apart from you do you think is underrated? Yeah, Melissa. I have so many people to pick. So many, but I'll name 5 of them. But there are so many. If I could go on the whole day just saying who you really underrated. Why? Because I feel consumers are only picking one kind of music and not giving light to shine for the others, and that's what hurts me about the music industry. But anyways, aside from me, Uncle Tiki, Laura, Odras, Lisa Kumalo, Zian. I wanted to say Zian, and then I was like, wait, it's Zian instead. And Zian, these are some of my favorite singers, including Misfit. I'll include Misfit there because these are all different people who do different kinds of music, but I feel like if given a platform, but then because people are so used to listening to a certain kind of music, like I said earlier, we're not being given chance to express ourselves. Otherwise, yeah, those are my top picks and a lot more out there. Okay, I may have to do a part 2 for the remaining questions because these were too many questions. I wasn't going to do all 30, but thank you so much for everyone who sent, and those who are asking me about my age. Yes, because I can't have 4 questions asking me how old are you. You look like you're 22, you look like you're 18, you look like you're 28. I'm 56. Otherwise, thank you so much for asking. I'm glad I got to answer some of the questions, and I can see some other questions were very weird, but yeah, and like I said, I'm 56. I may just be 10. I'm out. You guys have a great afternoon, day, night, depending on what time you see this. Stay hydrated, eat, and go stream my music.